last one we're going to do for today is, I don't really know what these are called in different places. I just know we always called these Billy Joels. Again, I don't know why rudiments are named these silly names, but hey, I'm a big Billy Joel fan, so I'm a big fan of the rudiment and the guy. I'm a real big fan of Billy Joel. Anyways, but so yeah, we just called these Billy Joels. I have no reason why we called them that. But very similar to the other rudiments we've been doing. If you look back, probably 2 or 3, the last 2 or 3 episodes have been about kind of drag style rudiments. So like hairtas, candy apples. Well, today we're going to be playing another drag style rudiment with a drag on the downbeat. Okay, 3-note grouping, drag on the first beat, usually accented, and then a tap with the next hand. In this case, it's left. Okay, so you have right drag, left tap, and then on the third partial you have a low flam. Okay, so a right-handed low flam. Okay. This is very similar to if you've ever gridded flam accents. If you were to move the accent to the third partial, you get a low flam. Okay, the tricky thing with low flams is that they're gonna be just a little bit flatter than you want them to be. When it's slow, they don't need to be that flat. You can you can very much hear that there's a separation between my grace note and my primary note, okay? So when you're working these off of one hand, for example, I like to think about what each hand is doing, okay? The more important hand is actually going to be the hand you start on, okay? So if we take this rudiment, these can also be played off the same hand, repeating like this. That's just right, right, right. Same thing with the left hand. But you can also alternate them, which actually is sort of easier in the sense of what the hand motion is doing. But let's just take the right one for now, for example. So if you take the left hand away, the right hand is going like this. Okay, that's me repeating it off of the same hand. Now what you'll notice is that if you watch the candy apple video, I talked about how to get a good drag when you're accenting it, adding a little bit of arm and adding a little bit of pressure up here to make sure that is nice and articulate, and it's nice and it has a lot of velocity behind it, right? But now here we're going to add on the third partial, we're going to add a tap, okay? So drag, tap, drag, tap, drag, tap, drag, tap, drag, okay? So when we talk about stroke types, right, that third partial of the pattern needs to be an upstroke, a quick upstroke, so we can play a drag right after that. Drag, up, drag, up, drag, up, drag, up, drag. If you're talking in terms of stroke types, it would be down, up, down, up, down, up. I don't think I've done a video about the stroke types. I think I did on this series. This is what Dr. Throwdown, aka John Wooten, calls the real rudiments. Okay, so you have to understand the mechanics of what your stick is doing to be able to play the rudiment better. Okay, so isolate down one hand, work on now the left hand too. Okay, now the off hand, right, if I go back to the right hand, dominant, the left hand is just doing this. Very similar to the candy apple. Just 2 low doubles, that's it. Or sorry, 2 low strokes, I'm sorry. A double. Okay, with the offhand. Alright? So when you alternate them, your hand is going. Right? Sorry. Okay? Okay, so as these get faster, you're obviously going to have to close down that flam low a little bit, and then keep the drags nice and tight. And similar to the flam, inverted flam tap, to work on your quick upstrokes. And I guess when you play them faster, you can also play molar upstrokes. I don't typically think about molar when I'm doing it. I just kind of do it. But yeah, to play these faster, you're going to have to use a little bit of molar. All these rudiments, if you can't get the pattern right off the bat, deconstruct it and work on the elements that you can do. Like, so for example, if that flam is really throwing you for a loop, try it doing it without the flam. Because then you're just isolating right. Or you can completely strip the rudiment down and just play the skeleton. So you can just work on up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? So do the left hand. So I'd say it's actually easier to alternate these. But again, work them up nice and slow, get comfortable with the pattern first, and then try all the different ways I was talking about. Alright?